As soon as I'm finished work today, I'm gonna go for a walk in Central Park. The park looks so nice after a snowfall. This morning, when I walked by, I saw a lot of people who were going for a run. Not me, though. I just went for coffee. Let's discuss.
Welcome to another Happy English podcast coming to you from New York City. And here's your English teacher, Michael.
All right, thank you, John, and thanks, everyone. It's Michael here from Happy English, and I help people speak English better. And this is Happy English Podcast, episode 780, using go for. I'm sure you've learned the verb go. It's a basic verb that lets us move around. Jack goes to work every morning at 8 o'clock. Simple, right? Well, go gets a lot more interesting when it teams up with the preposition for. Go for. Today, we're going to tackle 9 different ways that we use go for. And not all of them talk about moving, like these first 2 examples. We use go for when we talk about traveling to a place in order to buy or get something. There's a sense of purpose, like when you're in the office and you really need a coffee break. You can tell your coworker, "I'm going to go for coffee. I'll be right back." Going for coffee is a necessity, like this one. It's raining hard, but I still need to go for bread to make the kids' lunch. You can also use go for when you talk about doing some activity. You can go for a walk, go for a hike, or go for a drive. Like, the fall foliage is at peak right now. Let's go for a drive through the countryside. Sounds nice, right? My neighbor Gus goes for a run just about every morning. That guy is so motivated. Exercising. That reminds me, I haven't gone for a bike ride in a long time. All right, so far we've talked about movement, like go for coffee or go for a run. Let's move on to some other uses of go for that don't involve moving at all. Like, we use go for when we talk about the selling price of something. These days, a new iPhone goes for over $1,000. Can you imagine? If you stop by one of those coffee vendors in the city, a cup of Joe goes for just $1. And don't get me started on talking about the price of food these days. A carton of eggs goes for over $5. That's crazy. Are you competitive? You can use go for when you talk about a goal or a prize that you compete for. Like in the company golf tournament, everyone was trying to go for the top prize of $1,000. And I mentioned my neighbor Gus before, right? Well, he goes for a run every morning because he's going for his first marathon win next month. And in a similar way, we use go for when we try to reach a personal goal or objective. Like 25 years ago, I went for an MBA in international business. Phew, that was hard. If you want to become a better English speaker, then just go for it. Put in the effort to study every day and you'll totally reach your goals. Go for it. That's a common phrase we use to encourage someone to try to reach a goal. Just go for it. And of course, speaking of goals and achievements, before you go for it, you need to decide what you want, right? We use go for when we talk about choosing something when we have a few choices. Like, at the restaurant last night, everything on the menu looked good, but I decided to go for a steak. That was a great choice, too. Last month, when it was time for me to finally upgrade my computer, I decided to go for a new Mac Mini. I'm recording this podcast with that right now. Hey, when you fly, do you go for an aisle seat or do you go for a window seat? All right, we just looked at using go for to talk about personal achievements and choices. We also use go for to talk about what we like, our preferences. Like, I don't watch a lot of TV, but when I do, I usually go for comedies. My buddy Ed goes for women with blonde hair and blue eyes. And we can also use go for when we talk about what we don't like. I know Naoko definitely doesn't go for celery at all. And speaking of choices, when you want to have or do something right now, at the moment of speaking, you can use go for with could. Like, it's so cold today, I could go for a cup of hot chocolate. And I'm so hungry, I could go for a Shake Shack burger right now. And speaking of food, as usual, around 2 or 3 in the afternoon, I could go for some chocolate. And lastly, on today's adventure with go for, we can use this phrase to talk about what someone will accept or allow or permit. Like, I would love to have a day off tomorrow, but I'm sure the boss won't go for it. There's no way your wife is going to go for you spending the weekend in Las Vegas with your buddies. If you want, you can ask your parents to let you move back in with them for a while, but I don't think they will go for it. Keep in mind, the best way to remember vocabulary like this, and any other word or phrase in English, is to take that word or phrase, write it in a sentence that's true for you or true in your world, and then memorize your sentences. By the way, can you imagine getting the chance to practice this kind of English with me directly? You can get more practice using your English when you join my Podcast Learners Study Group. There, you can make new friends. Join us for live group lessons every week where we practice these podcast lessons together. Plus, you get access to the PDF transcript and audio download for every Happy English podcast in the past and in the future. And on top of that, each episode has exercises where you can practice this English point with speaking and writing checked by me. To learn more, just visit myhappyenglish.com and choose podcast lesson 780. Remember, learning another language is not easy, but it's not impossible. And I'm here to help you on your journey.
This podcast was brought to you by Happy English. Please visit myhappyenglish.com. Show your support for Happy English by leaving us a review. Get English, get happy, Happy English.